Hi there everyone, it is Musical Aviator and we are about to jump into Train Sim World. There we are, Train Sim World. Today we'll be driving a freight train rather than the usual passenger variants. Today's journey will take us from here at Edge Hill down towards Liverpool. We'll pick up some freight cars, create a train and head on up to Crewe. We will deliver the train, engine still attached, and then we'll head out to our break room to let the other crew take the train on. Hello there to that, Dave. How you doing? Over here we have a very nice Silver Jubilee engine. Those take passenger services. They're a 460, I guess you call it. Very much like Henry number 3. In fact, there is a Henry repaint available, or a few of them actually. Fun. But we aren't the glory train today, we are the freight train. This is our lot over here. I see the fireman has already got stoked up. We are blasting steam straight out there. And in about 10 minutes, maybe less than that, 5 minutes from now, we should be on the way. Oh nice, the door's open. Let's jump in. Okay, a few things we need to set up. Injector goes open. And I'll open up the large injector about half. It's got to clear the water out. Going to close that and then open the cock. Got the blower as well. Okay, the glass is drained. I'm going to turn on this light here so I can have a look at it fill up. There it is. The level is about there. Up here we have the steam gauge showing that we're just over maximum pressure. And with that in that configuration, just going to open the blower for a little while. Levering that pressure down as such. We'll open up the cylinder cock. So I've got a phone call. I will be a few moments on this. There, isn't it? Yes, I was. Yep. Yep, I did that. Cool. Alrighty, 3 minutes to go and we should be ready to move out. So the first thing we'll be doing is heading down that way. There's a turnaround point, and then we're actually going to go backwards down there over a loop. We need to put the train in a turntable to flip it the other direction. And we'll head out to the freight line and pick up some wagons, trucks. Hopefully I won't need the phone anymore. Okay, the brake is in release. Valves are open. It's tempting to just start moving now. 2 minutes early. Powered by nothing but water and fire. About 1 minute to go. Start moving out. Hi there, David. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. This drive should be about 1 hour long, give or take. We're doing just the driver. The fireman is its own AI thing that's happening over there. Okay, we come up almost to the buffers on this siding. Come up ahead. Okay, we're in the stop. Jump on down. And over here, we just need to switch this over. And read back on up. Hello, fire person. How are you? Fire lady. Sounds like a rather exhausting job. Anyway, good on ya. Okay, we're going around the edge of the sheds here to the left. Well, left if we're facing that way, right. Not exactly sure which way the compass faces, but I suspect that that direction is east. So it's east of the sheds. Might be north. I like this little windshield kind of thing going on. So this train's been prepared by the fire person. Fire lady. And as such, we are fully fueled. We don't actually need to get any more coal or any more water. As such, we should be all good. Need to slow up a bit here. And we stick ourselves pretty much right on the edge of this brick wall. There'll be a red signal there. Walking pace kind of stuff. Radio. Brakes are in. Roll that forward. And we need to just double check where we're going. Okay, we need to switch that switch. That one's fine. That one's... will be fine when we get there. Okay, we just need to move the one in front of us. Cool. Brakes are released. Bit smoky in the cabin, but you get that with these things. Somewhat to be expected. That little clunking sound, I believe, is the pump that brings water from the tender into the preheated boiler. I'm not convinced that's the right position. That's because it's not. We're going down there. Alright, and I have to back up a bit. The thing when I said that the points would be in the right position once we got there, well, they won't. Straight ahead there. I think it's this one that needs to change. And that one as well. That'll get us there. Glad this guy's fit and can run. You can see we don't have a speedometer in this train. That's normal. These trains didn't actually come with one. The good old 8F. It's a freight train. Yeah, you basically don't have a speedometer. You just judge it by looking how fast everything's going. Most of the time you're either shunting or going as fast as you can anyway. If we needed to pick up water, we could do it there, but we don't, so we won't. This bad boy can go about, well, if you push it, about 80 miles per hour, although it'll take a while to get there. We're not all the way in, just need to move a little. Feel like I went too far. That's about right. Cool. Now to jump off without falling off the thing. LMS, built in 1934 at Crewe. Can you imagine spinning it that fast? Yeah, neither can I. Yeah, so 80 miles an hour is quite reasonable for this train. At full speed, you might be able to push it up to 85, but I doubt it, unless you weren't pulling anything with you. Okay, we'll run forward. That's right, this is set in the 1950s apparently. So it's Liverpool to Crewe in about 1950 whatever. 195X. Once again, we're going to go to the same place that we were at before. This time we'll get to kind of see the signal. Then we'll reverse back up almost the way we came. Summing it up, signal is seen, it's that little red thing. Can't go past that. Okay, let's see where we're going. Need to reverse. That's correct. That's correct as well. That's correct. That isn't. Let's move it. And the rest of that should be good. Brakes off. We want to go up that hill. Not sure we're set. It's going to run forwards a little. Just did a wheel spin. Gonna jump out and have a look. Okay, so that's right. That's wrong. Should be good to go now. The life of a driver. So her life is all about shoveling coal into the fire, and my life is all about jumping out of the train, getting back in the train, jumping out of the train, getting back in the train. Yeah, freight, what can I say? We're going the right way, I think. Are we though? I think we are. Yep, we are. Now the fun thing about driving this train, no speedometer, so when you get into these fast sections, how fast should you be going? Yeah. Fast enough to get there nice and quick. The good thing about freight runs is you aren't timed to the minute. I think we're on the wrong track. No, we're not. We're good. Engine shed junction. So for this section we should be controlled by those signal boxes. So we don't need to manually throw any switches around. At least until we get into the freight yard. We're backing into the freight yard at the moment. Good old London bus, or Liverpool bus should I say. Probably a Leyland Brothers double-decker. Look at those old timey-wimey cars. There's Postman Pat and his black and white cap. Postman Pat. Ended up under the ground somehow with the camera there. I did want to look out at is these signals. As we go past, you'll see the signal drop from its green, as it is now, into its red. chink. Slow it up. Yes, there will be other trains running around. AI trains, of course. So what we need to do to construct the train that we're going to hook up to is we back down into the train itself, which is all the carriages. Most of it is, I believe, lumber, wood, cut wood train. Bit of mixed baggage at the back, and then we need to take the train out of its siding, and we need to back it into another siding which has the brake vans on it. Connect the brake van, one, put the red lights on the brake van, make sure that the brake van doesn't have the brakes set, and then jump in the front. Hi there, Aviator. Hope you're good. There's the brake vans over there. And these is our wood pallet train. Need to back down on it at about walking pace. And I'm using the shadow. And back in a little more. There we are. Now the Traveller. I might be able to make it for that, if you're thinking about taking me. First thing I need to do is close the large injector. And I need to unhook the steam brake to full application and then hook it. That little hook thing. It's that thing there. There we go. So now I've got full steam brake on the engine, no brakes on the carriages. It's time to hook them up. Manual coupling, there we go. We are connected to our carriages. And we need to put a brake van on the end of them. So, sit down. Come up here, see how much. Yeah, there's a little bit of air trickling in. We're going to go to full injector. We are bleeding the air out of the brake line, which is now connected to the rest of the train. And then we can unhook steam brake, go to full forwards. Need a little bit of sand, I think. Cylindercock's open, and let's see how she moves. Slowly but surely. Here we see these big wood pallets just stuck into these trucks. Lots of timber today. So now we need to pull up all the train out of the siding, and then we need to back it into a different siding. Yep, brake line for all the cars is this one here. The top one is just for us as a locomotive. Sometimes you'll turn that off to get more steam because the injector is powered by steam. So with that open, that means we actually have less power to run the engine. But if you shut that off, you will have brakes on the back of the train. So it's a bit of a balancing game. Enough injector so that your brakes are released, but not so much that you run out of puff. You can see this kind of like slight shake because the engine is actually only getting power every stroke. Bump, 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 bump during the beats. We're using a lot of the steam at the moment. I'm just going to back that off to about a quarter. Would I try it? Maybe. No. Not tomorrow, but maybe. One day. Probably not this. Who knows? We'll see. I'm a bit busy for the next month and also rather poor. Just purchased a new fence. $1,000. It is tax time though, so we'll see how we go. That's a red signal, we'll have to come to a stop at it. But that's alright, we actually need to go back to the back of the train anyway. Yep, there's the water level, sitting right about half. That little clicking noise is actually the water coming out of the tender through the pump. Chomp, 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 chomp. So I've also got a lot of water in there. The fire person is taking care of that. We're going to go for a little run up to the back of our train. Also need to double check what we need to do with that. Yeah, we just need to swap the first point into the other track. We should be fine. You're crossing the ditch. It's in Queenstown. Nice. When is next actual cross the ditch? Isn't that in like November or December? There we go. Back inside the loco. Yeah, we'll leave that in. Eventually, that back of the train won't be the back of the train anymore, but it is for now. Lots and lots of timber. Right, we're heading backwards. Brake coming off. Double check that we have 21.5 before we start moving. Cylinder cocks are open. Yeah, that's wrong. The first stop is Crewe. This is a straight through freight train. We're bringing all of this wood from Liverpool up to Crewe. And then we stop at Crewe and that's pretty much it. and they deconstruct the train up there. I want to be nice and slow on this one. Because we can't see the back of our train. If we slam it into the back, into these carriages that we're picking up, that would be very bad. Can kind of see what we're doing back there. We're putting the back of our train onto those carriages that we're just about to lose sight of now. We are apparently already there. Alright, so application set. And we'll go down there and connect them up. Yeah, we're on that side. That's the thing about freight operations, it's a lot of walking. Passenger operations are just like stop and start and stop and start. You have to worry about your speed, getting into places within 30 seconds and leaving. That's its own challenge. This, on the other hand, a lot more relaxed. You don't have a particularly strict timetable to keep to, but walking. Here we are. Couple that up. Take this off. Then we uncouple this. Jump on to the back. Make sure that we're released. We are indeed released. Check it up here. Yep, vacuum's good. Climb up. Alright, we've got two of them. Thought there was a place to put a third red light. There is. There it is. Gotcha. Cool. There is our tail light. That's the back of the train. And that's right, it's time to put some air in the entire train. caboose at the back. They don't call them cabooses in England, they call them brake vans. Caboose is a very American term from the United States of Yankee Doodle. The United States are not part of this country anymore since 1776. Okay, the fire person has kept the fire stoked, and we're good to start moving out. There go the brakes. Still the cocks are open, and I'm going to put some sand down. Let's see how she goes. She goes rather slowly up this big hill. Struggling, getting there. And the last carriage has come away nice and clean. Big train. Need to keep it moving. Feel that we're dragging the train up a hill. No speedometers at all. All we have is the brake line and the steam gauge on the other side of the train, where the fire person is doing their thing. Coming up on the red. Gonna start putting some sand down again as we come to a stop. Basically I want to be standing on sand as we're sitting there, because we are going uphill. Signal is red, right there. Red, red, red. We continue. So in a few minutes, another train will probably go past on the passenger line, and then they'll let us out. I think the passenger line is all the way over there somewhere. That's our steam gauge. Sand is off for the moment. Steam cocks should be open. Don't know how long we have to sit here. Might be 5 minutes for all I know. Tempting to go and have a chat to the single person. Hey dude, let us move. Exhibition Junction. Hello there, person with a weird Russian name on Twitch. How you doing? M6CEB. Okay. It's not Russian at all. The 6 got me. Apparently we have a green signal now. Cool. So I'm going to go into Sander, forwards all the way, brakes are released, waiting for that to come up. And off we go. She's stalled it. Gonna move back a little bit just to collapse the train a touch. Sanders on for the rear. We're sliding. Alright, we've unstalled the train. Yes, there's a lot of DLC. This is DLC itself. So we just had a bit of a stall and a slide back on that hill, but we're off now, so we should be okay. Closing the cylinder cocks. And the injector can close a little bit more to about a third. I might even go to a quarter. As I said, there's no speedometer, so we can't tell how fast we're going. But we're coming through some points at the moment, so we're just going to keep it nice and slow. Got to bring my reverser down to about half. The standard game comes with 3 lines, one German line, one underground line, as in London Underground, and a freight line in the States. All 3 of them pretty good. My favourite is the London Underground. I think it's still my favourite even among all the add-ons. Like the default London Underground line is just still top notch. Yeah, then you can buy other add-ons as they come through. Apparently the limit is still 20 miles an hour. As I said, we don't have a speedo, so I don't know what that is, but it's going to be nice and calm as we drag the back of the train through all those points that we're at. Got a 40 coming up, probably on the other end of this tunnel, and then we need to cross over about 5 tracks. So nice and slow, steady until we get on the main line. This is the same line that we were at before, and that's the passenger lines going down into Lime Street, Liverpool. Some cheap housing over there. I can feel the train just starting to roll nice and easy now that the rest of the trains come over the hill. So I've gone to 0% throttle. We'll just roll it down the hill. So yeah, the standard game comes with 3 lines. I happen to like one of them more than the other 2, but the other 2 are reasonable. Actually, the freight line's not too bad at all. I don't have heaps of DLCs. I've got one American passenger line. This obviously is the DLC. Also got the London Gatwick train, which does London Victoria down to Brighton via Gatwick Airport. That's a nice one. So, got maybe 5 DLCs. I've also got the Scotland one up in Glasgow, because it reminded me of Melbourne in a strange way. There's a 20 zone coming up as we switch rails. We're going to be on the far left in just a little while. So a bit of brakes. As we come out of the brake, I'll need more injector. It's probably enough for now. Approaching a passenger platform, and we need everybody to be standing back. Random pallets of fruit. Okay. Check where the back of our train is. Can't see it. It's fine. Can't see it from there either. It's worth a try. Okay, we'll open up throttle, fully open. Boom. And just pull this back a little bit down to about 1/3. The trip is about an hour long of streaming. About 45 minutes from now we should be at our destination. We're heading up to a place called Crewe, C-R-E-W-E, which is actually where this particular locomotive was manufactured back in 1935. Down to about 1/4. Okay, we're pretty much configured for high-speed running. Yeah. Look at these old cars. 1950s England. Love it. Preston, eh? Nice. Well, I'm from Australia. Gonna bring that injector back down to about half. Maybe even more, maybe a third, something like that. You need the injector slightly open so that the brakes don't leak and eventually apply, but you don't want them fully open because that sucks steam out of your power, especially if we're fully open on the throttle like we are. Well, we were. Now we're coming down to about half throttle. As I said, there's no speedometer in this train at all, so how fast are we going? No idea. Well, we've got a lot of train behind us, so we can't be going that fast, but we are going pretty fast. Let's go into that thing. Station coming up. Yeah. It's pretty quick. I like it. Boom. Heading up towards the signals. I'm assuming these are signals coming up. Yep, there they are. Chink. That's how signals work. Past a passenger train going the other way, but then I had the driver link show up, cover the screen. Felt that the train slowed down a bit, so it must be going up a hill. That's a green signal. Disused platform, that one. Yes, that's right. We did a bit of outside the train today, earlier in the stream. It's always fun to connect carriages and stuff. Look at those pistons spin around. That's fast. said that the technology that made this possible also made the valve trumpet possible. It's also possible to visit our caboose. Get inside. Open that up. You can actually put the handbrake on inside the caboose if you wanted to. Not that I want to. We're not crashing the sim. There we go. Cool. Rock it around a bit here. Gonna slow it up. Close throttle. Open up the injector again. And a bit of power to come over this hill. Another freight yard down there. Iron tailings and coal. So I guess that's a smelting something or other. Steel smelter. Don't quote me on that. It looks a bit like a smelter. We happen to just be carrying pallets of timber. Like some dredging going on down there. Hey, where'd the lady go? I've randomly got a dude now. Alright, cool. Nice car. Okay, I've got an 80 zone. This engine is essentially unable to go much faster than 80, so we're going to full power. We've got 15 miles of fast track ahead of us. So I've got the reverser set to about a quarter. Regulator all the way open, and we'll need to close that to about a third. So pop over here, double check that. We're at about 200-ish of pressure. Is it climbing or descending or about the same? Slightly, no, it's about right. It's holding 200. Green light. Drops about a quarter on that. Just make sure that the brakes are staying off. Just another check of this. Yeah, I think we're managing to climb that pressure a little bit now. So at full power, and by turning the injector down a little bit, we've managed to save enough steam that we're gaining pressure at full speed. I like it. Good little show. Yeah, we're clearly gaining some pressure now. I've got about 220. I believe that's PSI. Brake pressure is still good. Yeah, nice little lake. Okay, we've got a slow down coming up. Nice random language you got there. Mouth 20 big and little. Okay. That was fun going into almost immediately from nothing to full power again. Idle to full in about 1 second. We need to actually slow down. Never mind. It was fun while it lasted. Nice little river. Yeah, sitting about 220. Happy with that. shut the firebox anytime soon? Yeah? Cool. Fire boy, if you shut the firebox then it's not as warm in here. That's why I opened the big top window. In fact, I'm going to open this one. Yeah, straight into the face. Looks like an orchard over there. Nice. I wonder if they're growing apples or pears or something like that. Farmstead home on the top of the hill. Moo. Okay, in a couple of miles we have a slowdown, so I'm gonna kind of coast in for the next mile. Slowly let it relax. Then we'll add some brakes later. In preparation for that, injectors in. Bit of a low bridge there. There goes another train the other direction. Missed it. Let's trace him down. Passenger train. Silver Jubilees. Heard him more than saw him. Meanwhile, we've slowed down to about 30. Injector back to 50. It's funny knowing that you've got a 30 mile an hour zone, but you don't have a speedometer, so you don't know how fast going exactly. I'd estimate we're a little bit under 30 now. On to Winsford. I like it. It's fun. It's a simulator of driving trains. Good, you're getting the old train sim mod too. It's not a bad little game. If you like trains. This is our DLC downloadable content. A church. Don't know what you mean by online, but no, it's not a multiplayer game. It's just a single player thing. AI traffic around. Wouldn't be much point to a multiplayer train game in my opinion. Idiots making it less realistic. Because at the end of the day you are kind of stuck on the rails. You don't really have any choice over which direction the train goes. Just go or not go. Speeding it up. Yeah, railways are very regimented in how they're controlled. So the main multiplayer facet would just be signal box, but then, you know, there's no point in having the rest of the trains there. It's a signal box simulator. And they don't really talk to each other over any radios or anything like that. Maybe in the modern day they kind of do, especially in America, but this era, if you wanted to actually talk to someone from a train, you'd pull into a station, you'd get out of the train and you'd pick up the telephone. Landline telephone. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. The way that the signals work is they can detect that there's something heavy sitting on the track, so they wait for that movement to compress them, and then once it uncompresses, then it sends the signal out. In this era, a little bit of electronics and maybe a little bit of the older style pre-electronics. There's the signal, and when the train clears the wait, clunk, there it goes. Signal is now red. Another one coming up. Where's the next obvious landmark? Not for a while yet. Alright, we'll just randomly park ourselves here. Okay, we're coming up to a 20 zone, about 1.5 miles. Out to yellow. Bit of a hill going up into Crewe, so we want to be slow for the 20, but we don't want to be so slow that we're dragging the train. Feel that's slow enough. Signal turning to the left. That's 20. Good to see you using the furnace closer. Firebox doors. At 50 on the reverser. A lot of light coming in through. Let's close that for now. turning to the left a little bit, I think right there. Yep, there it is. So keep everything nice and smooth. Okay, coming into the Crewe yard. Lots and lots of sorting a railway. Okay, we're coming up to the stop. This is the final stop of the evening. We'll then disconnect and get out. And I do believe a different engine takes it on from Crewe. Because this engine requires a refuel. New water, new coal. They'll probably stick it on another train to go back the way it came. And there we are. Just going to return to free roam. That's the end of the scenario, so we're just going to go to neutrals. And there we are. Crewe. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was a fun little steam train. It's fun driving these things. There's the massive 8 wheels. 8 traction wheels right there. Can't remember whether these are 8Fs a 2-cylinder or a 3-cylinder. I have a feeling that they're a 3. Anyhow, in preparation for other things to happen, there goes the manual coupling. Head up into the brake van. Well, there we are. Hope you enjoyed the ride in the 1950s steam train to Crewe. Tomorrow's Milk Run Monday, so we'll be probably flying, I think, the helicopter around Sydney. That was my intention a few weeks ago, but I had some issues with the chopper. Those issues have been resolved. Another option is to try that 7.4 again. We had some issues with it last time. Obviously the PC crashed. Yeah, one of those things will happen. Anyway, until next time, I have been Musical Aviator. Bye for now.